The no contact rule people take to mean that for X amount of time after a breakup, you must have zero contact with the person whatsoever. If they reach out to you, ignore them. The no contact rule is a little bit different than that, in my opinion, my version of it. The rule is, if someone reaches out to you, you have to set a bar for what's interesting. And the only thing that's interesting enough to engage with is a different decision from his side. Anything less than a different decision is boring and is not worth your time. So what that means is, if he comes back to you and says, I miss you, boring. If he comes back to you and says, I am thinking of you, boring, pointless, wasting my time. If he comes back to you and says, I'm so confused, boring, pointless, stop wasting my time. Your confusion is not my problem. If he comes back to you and says, I've rethought this whole thing, can we talk? We can talk. If that's the case, if you've rethought this whole thing and there's a different decision here, let's talk. Even then, I would tread carefully. How do I know that you mean this? Let's talk about that. How do you know that you mean this and that you're not wasting my time? Let's talk about that. But that's a talk. You can have that talk. You don't have to, if someone reaches out to you and says, hey, I have rethought this whole thing, I'd really like to talk to you. You don't have to go, no contact rule, I can't message back. You say, okay, if you've genuinely had a change of heart about your decision, let's talk about it. People are entitled to change their mind about things. We've all been there. Anything less than you have changed your mind is a message back from you that says, hey, I respect that I get that you miss me. I get that you're confused. I get that you miss what we have. But unless the decision has changed, it's inappropriate for you to be reaching out to me right now. And then you leave it. And then you go back to no contact.